Saturday, 14th January 2023. Happy New Year once again. My viewers, subscribers, followers and fans, friends, critics have asked me today to talk about images coming from Nyanza. In the words of one person from the UK, London, that the images coming from Nyanza are rather disturbing. And ask him, what do you mean? He says, seeing Nyanza leaders bending backwards to receive, actually receive is my word. His words are to please President Ruto is to him very disturbing. And therefore today, in response to this request, I want to look at this idea of leaders bending backwards, of grown-up men and women trembling before the president in order to get development. Just using Nyanza as a springboard because it's a national problem. From the onset, I call it a problem. But before I look at this national problem, national shame, allow me to continue thanking you, my viewers, for continuing to support us, for being part of the family. And to ask you who has not subscribed, please to subscribe so that we may grow together. I also take this opportunity to thank those who have given us some form of support to be able to continue with this channel. In the recent past, we have made it our policy to support young people because we realize that content creation, creativity, and in particular, content on the net is what seems to be the in thing today. And it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And Kenyan children should not be left behind so long as what they are engaged in is not against what we consider to be right and correct. To that extent, we have invited young men, parents, to bring their children for support. Those who can afford to pay, we encourage them to pay because then there are a cost to this. We ask those who may not even have somebody, but would wish to support us so that we may train these young people, engage with them so that they may do what the other young people are doing in the country. Same light, finally, in order to raise some resources to be able to do what I'm saying, we ask you to support us if you see of any opportunities of partnership, of advertising, and things of that nature to bring us in. We also do live coverages for funerals, for weddings, on Facebook and on YouTube. Thank you for your support, and I'm sure more of you will do the same. Now to the topic of the day, which is a very sad thing, really. When I look at the 2010 Constitution, I'm trying to find a place where the president has powers to give goodies or development. I've tried so hard, and even with my understanding of politics, including developmental politics, I have a problem. When leaders go out of the way not to celebrate the president, not to welcome the president, but to turn the president into a person who is the all-time giver, that even little things in the village can only come to surface if the president gives you. One of my viewers says he's a dentist and he's able to see the last molar with Gladys Wanga smiling, which is a good thing to smile, it's healthy. Another viewer tells me they can't believe Orengo is doing what he's doing. Again, they could be wrong. But the point I want to address today is the point of Kenyan leaders encouraging the president to think he's what he's not. My reading of the Constitution lands me on chapter 9 of the Constitution. I may be wrong with those. I'm not a lawyer. I think it's chapter 9, article 130. 130, is it 133 or 130, around there? If you don't get it 130, look at 133. I can't quite recall. It talks about the power of mercy, the power the president has. If somebody is going trial, the president can intervene in some way. Detained, of course legally, jailed, sentenced to death, the president has the power of mercy. Therefore, you can even go and kneel to the president. You can go and beg as an individual, as a parent, as a community, as an institution, that this guy has reformed. Reports coming from prison. He's now teaching madras in the prison. He's conducting church service in prison. Can you please do something? Let him get out. The president has those powers. But where does the president get the powers to do the things leaders in this country are asking to do? President Kibaki took us from there. And the time we are looking for the new constitution, we talked about roadside declarations, which we were running away from, and said, henceforth, the president shall issue, whether they are decrees or whatever they call them, policy statements, directives, in writing, with his hand and seal. And we have seasoned politicians bending backwards, engaging in a manner, even if your wife saw you trembling before another man, they could walk out of your marriage, out of the marriage, and go away. Mwanaume gani huyu? The president must be respected. The president must be welcomed across the country. But the way we are doing it will soon turn the president into a village chief, moving across the country. Perhaps what is missing now is a fly whisk, Nabakora. So that the president, instead of attending to national and international matters in State House and in his office, will be moving across the country with the people almost licking the roads with their tongues to receive the president. Let's not turn our president into a village chief. No. The president is a serious man. He occupies a serious office. Let's not dilute that office. Oh, tunataka barabara hii. You, shame on you. That leader who's talking about a road. Where does the president get powers to do the road? Let me inform leaders, including seasoned leaders like Orengo and the rest, Gladys Wanga and all those across the country. The president indeed can initiate a project or projects, but there must be projects of vision. Yes, you leaders from Nyanza, Central, Western, leaders from across the country. The president can have a vision to network the country and remove metered rail and bring SGR across the country. A vision to link the coast to Kisumu, Malava via Eldoret, all the way to Nanyuki. A vision to take the SGR to DRC via Uganda for business with DRC, Burundi, Rwanda, and Uganda. That is a vision. The president can then engage the country and donors. That is a sort of project the president can engage in as a legacy flagship project. The president can say, we have learned something from the expressway between the airport and whatever is going in Westlands, or ABC. And therefore my vision as President William Samoei Ruto is to have an expressway from Mombasa to Kisumu. And that I'm not going to engage the Kenyan people and taxpayer on this project. Like the expressway, minus a few shenanigans and conmanship, will be a strictly public engagement, private engagement. That sort of vision is what the president can engage in. The president is not going to do a road for me from Ruombe to Jabrok. Even as you, chief leader, ask the president for a road project, have you visited KERA, Kenya Rural Road Authority, to know the programs and the plans they have in your region, and to find out when that road is next due for construction, for maraming, for tarmacking? Have you checked? Have you bothered to find out? Have you bothered to find out why that dispenser you want the president to help you to get electricity doesn't have electricity? Have you checked with REA, Rural Electrification Authority? They will tell you they have earmarked that dispenser alongside others. But the only reason they don't have funds, the funds are being diverted in the recent past to replace stolen transformers. Have you found out? And that together with your MCA, you chief MP, together with your MCA and other leaders, you can engage the community and engage the Kenya Power people so that they do not put transformers in places that will be stolen, so that they are put places where the community tell you. And therefore the money that is going perhaps to replace those transformers will fix your problem. As you kneel down to the president asking for health center, upgrading level 4 to level 5, your role as a governor through the Council of Governors and other forum is to make sure the government does not stay with the billions meant for devolved units. The Minister of Health retains billions of shillings at the head office meant for the devolved units at the counties. As you ask the president for water, do you know how much money is retained by the national government illegally at the head office? Then you go kneel for the president for a water project. You are embarrassing this country. It is particularly disgusting. We must love our president, welcome him, work with him. But we must not go out of our way to create an non-existent power to distribute projects which the president doesn't have at all. And when you speak for something, you don't speak for Siaya. You don't speak for Karatina, for Kirinyaga. You speak for the country. Because if you are engaging the president, if the leaders today who want health centers in their areas, level 5 hospital, level 6, where were they when the national government was engaging into this funny project of list equipment, where billions meant for the counties were spent on buying all manner of things, including equipment that's lying idle today because even the expertise to operate is not there. The place to place those things are not there. Even the physical location, physical space. Where were you? I'm asking leaders in this country not to cheapen themselves and in the process cheapening the presidency. I'm asking you, don't do that. And when you have been struggling for power like the Azimio people, there must be a way you engage with the president. There must be a way. It can't just be any way. Peradventure, Raila won the presidency. So that instead of Owalo doing a homecoming, it was Peter Kenneth. Ask yourself, will Mutai, whatever his name of Nyeri, attend that homecoming? Would Irun Kangata have attended? There's also a matter of pride. A matter of pride, you must also have some pride, some stand. I ask leaders in this country to go to the Constitution and know that the best way for this country is to live up to the dictates of the Constitution and to help this country become a better place, not by hero worshipping anybody, but by ensuring that we do that which the Constitution demands of us, dictates, by respecting the president and not turning him into somebody who can give you a road when you as a leader ought to know why that road has not been constructed, why that health facility is not in place. I hope going forward, you leaders will not cheapen yourself and that you will help this country move forward.